Namaste everyone. So for today's practice of Qigong, we're going to focus on gratitude through our practice. So find somewhere comfortable and relaxing, somewhere you've got the space to move your body a bit, whether seated or standing, where you can twist and open up in the spine. We're going to open up all the range of movement in the joints and then go into a nice gratitude practice. So find yourself a comfortable seat and let's begin. So rubbing them palms together as ever and just bringing them to the navel, taking a nice deep breath to the sternum. Just noticing where you're at in mind and in body as we start, just with them circles of the wrists as ever. So it's just like following an hourglass shape. We're just opening to the full range of motion, really flexing them fingers, and the other way. All the while, every movement is a full moving part, so aware of the soles of your feet or the sits bones, aware of your shoulders. Just bring the arms nice and soft and relaxed in the shoulders. And we're just circling around the elbows, opening up the elbow joints. Again, flexing the fingers. You can turn the wrist if that feels comfortable, and the other way. I imagine these like windshield wipers. Right, let's go on to them shoulders. So focus on the movement coming from the upper body and coming round. Taking some nice breaths. It doesn't have to be synced up. We're just coming to full body awareness. The backs of the palms face out and the shoulders bring the arms round. The lower arms just follow the upper arm movement and backwards to reset. Lovely. Okay. Bit of a shake out. So, in fact, let's go on and do our shoulders first. So, stork spreads its feathers. We scoop like a bowl of water. We're scooping that water in front of us and then pushing it out to our sides. Again, scoop that water. Final time. As the arms come round to the sides, imagine the shoulder blades melting down the back body, the fingertips are growing heavy, but we're not pushing or forcing, we're letting gravity do the work. And then imagine a line of opposition, so the crown of the head is pushing away from the fingers. That protects the integrity of our joints and the spine, while opening up a bit into the top of the shoulder. Only do these if it feels comfortable. You're the best person to know where your body's at here and now. So it's learning to listen and to trust. Each practice will be different. Qigong's not about forcing or gaining a certain shape. There's no goals other than to just become more self-aware and to meet your body where it's at. It's the gift of being in the body mindfully. So now that we've got the shoulders nice and open, let's open the neck a little bit. So owl turns its head so the palms face each other, and then imagine the thumb arcing round to the sides and the head turns. So like lifting the crown again to protect the integrity of the neck. Fingertips drop down and back to centre. Again. Into centre. It's like lift as we open up. It's like sinking of the tailbone as we come back to the centre last time. Really let them fingertips drop down. Just taking a couple of breaths. Imagine any tension or tightness just washing down the back body. And again, palms soften, fingertips feel heavy, crown lifts. Full body awareness. Feeling the four corners of your feet or your sits bones. Final breath. And back to centre. Lovely. So let's go on to the hips and the waist. So we're just going to do some nice circles. These can be really, really subtle, so it doesn't have to be moving all that much. It's just, they call this the belt channel. It's just to open up the centre column. Most of the meridians in Chinese medicine run up and down the body. and then there's one that kinches around the middle that kind of holds everything together at the core. One of my senseis says in Chinese, they say if there's one movement to do each day, it's to open up the centre channel, circle the core, get them spirals moving. So let's bring in a bit of our tray of teacups. So the fingers are facing behind us, come to the front, the abdomen facing away, facing behind. So the fingertips come to the right, forward, bottom left, and bottom right, bottom left. Doing the opposite still gets me. So imagine it as a 4-point of an hourglass. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in time it gets easier. Imagine you're holding a tray of teacups as we go the opposite way. So we're trying to keep that water from spilling, we're trying to keep our palms nice and flat and upright. And that's just supporting that nice spiral right the way through. Nice and relaxed in the shoulders. Slight movement with the hips. And you'll notice the hips go forward as the hands go behind, and the hips are behind, making space for that tray of teacups. And let's just bring the arms down to the sides. Imagine pushing into the corners of the room. Just another final opener for the arms and the shoulders. And release. So let's open the upper body for the front and the back of the spine. So this one's spine cord breathing, and really allow yourself to breathe as slow and deep as feels good. We're not forcing the body to change, we're just meeting it where it's at. And then perhaps a slight pause. Find what feels good. Just opening to the front of the chest and then opening the back of the spine. This one is great for activating the parasympathetic system. It's one I do most nights before bed, especially if I've had a busy day and my mind's still quite active, just to soothe my system. And get my body ready for rest, for sleep, for that digest phase. And as you're doing this, just notice how you feel. Noticing how you feel in your shoulders and your arms, your chest. Noticing where the breath's landing in the body. I'm not trying to judge or change it, just noticing. Final time. Get a nice stretch in that back body. And release. Lovely. Let's do our, I do love this one. Like this is the reptilian spine, so the snake, or sometimes called the dragon, and we're just gently waving. Imagine this from the base of the spine, we're just waving from side to side. Imagine you've got a pane of glass in front and behind you, and we're just gently moving from side to side, from sit bone to sit bone, or from foot to foot, ever so slightly. This one also called dog wags its tail, so you can just imagine that wave going right the way through the spine, opening up the side of the spine, which doesn't always get opened, and slowing it down. Okay, so let's open the spine in its final orientation, that spinal twist. So for those that are seated, you can just bring one hand to your opposite leg, lifting in the crown, and then turn to a degree that feels comfortable. We're never overstressing or overstraining. Find what feels good. Okay, and for those of us that are standing, we can do this one where we're just looking behind a bit. In fact, let's bring our arms. You can do this in a shorter stance or in Mabu, that wider horse stance. So again, we just shuffle feet, heels, feet, and straighten up. And from this place, like bending the knees, we can just turn and look behind us. We're not overstressing or overstraining. And another way is to just bring the hands to the knees, just turn and look behind into the centre. So we're imagining a pole. We don't move from side to side, we're imagining we're just a pole and we're just turning. Slight drop in that shoulder as we look around. final time. Okay, so let's just have a gentle knocking on the door of life. Wake up some energy, again knocking on either side but never directly on the spine. Just to bring a bit of opening, a bit of energy. They say the lower dantian is where we store our bodily energy. So we can start our gratitude practice from this place, just giving thanks for the energy in our body, for feeling our heart rate might be up a little bit, the breathing might be a bit different, just giving thanks that our body is so adaptive. Feeling the vibrance, the aliveness in us in this moment. I love that Lee Holden calls this the natural coffee shot, so give yourself that boost, especially if, like me, you're in the early morning, just about to start the day, or any time in the day that you're needing a bit of an extra boost. Okay, let's just gently come to the lower body. Those that are seated, you can just run your hands up and down, just bringing awareness to the lower body. For those that are standing, we can do tiger. We've got our tiger claws, so we're just as if we're gripping the wall or surface in front of us, as if we're climbing. We'll just come up the body and down. Just feeling the strength of the lower body. Breathing in to come up and out to release. Trying to keep the spine as upright as possible. The dip coming from the tailbone. Just a couple more. Lovely. Right, so just a couple of knee circles, and again I always focus on from this place, this gentle dip in the tailbone, so I'm not over stressing the knees. Still got some awareness in my core. Always being careful. Sometimes I've got quite sensitive knees, so meet your body where it's at. Okay, let's just, in fact, back into our wuji. We'll just open up them ankles. So full flex of the toes. And the other one. Okay, so now that we're nice and warmed up, we're just going to do a bit of silk reeling to get our body moving in a flow movement, ready to go into our standing postures. So, feet hip width apart in that wuji stance, which is just like bending the knees, like dip of the tailbone and lift of the crown. And just from this place, we're just going to lean forward. I'm going to imagine a wave coming right the way up from the lower body all the way to the crown. So the chest goes forward, the hips go back, the hips come forward, the chest goes back. Just bringing a bit of a wave through the body. Again, spotting the opening of the front and back body. Nice whole body movement to get us started. And that's loosening up my hamstrings quite nicely. And slowing it down when you're ready, slowing it down. So as ever, we'll start with shake the tree, release any further tension or tightness, and then we'll go on to our gratitude practice. So this can be done seated with a gentle bounce into the sits bones, feeling relaxed in the shoulders, feeling that dip of the tailbone, lift of the crown. For those that are standing, you can have a gentle bounce into the heels. Find what feels good. Always listening to the body. If there's any tension in the shoulders, just imagine them softening. Imagine it releasing out the fingertips. I love this one. It's like rocking a baby. Just releasing any tension, any tightness, even that which we don't realise we're carrying. You can scan your body, notice if there's anywhere internally or in any of your limbs or joints that are tight, and just Imagine breathing out, releasing that tension or tightness with the breath. Really flexing them wrists, especially if you've been using computers or laptops. It's giving the body full permission to open up, to relax, to release. When we release with an audible sigh, a ha sound, it's the heart sound. And that has some stress relieving benefits, it's been found as well. And the longer we sustain this, the more gentle this can be. This can be done for 30 seconds, a few minutes, just to release any tension and tightness. It's vibrating through the bones, through the fascia, the connective tissue, the joints. Every cell in our body is just vibrating, pinging around, loosening up. I liken this to a full body massage. Feel quite loose and spacious after. Final few seconds. We slow it down. Slow it down. Sinking the tailbone, lifting the crown, like bending the knees into our Wuji stance. You can place your tongue on the roof of your mouth and just notice how you feel. Some people might feel a bit of an electric type feel in the body, or spaciousness. Sometimes it's just a feeling of calm or quiet. Just notice how it feels for you. And then come into awareness of the breath, noticing where it's landing in the body. Come to our first Wuji position, and this hugs around the abdomen. So just breathe in awareness into this region of the body. This is associated with the lungs, with air. So you can imagine with every breath in, white light washing in through the lungs, spreading and flowing through the body. Just bringing a sense of awareness and appreciation for the breath, the life force, for the lungs that work for you every day without you having to consciously do anything. And for creating these times where we can consciously work with the body, support the body. This self-nourishment. So a few more breaths into this area. As we go into Buddha upholds the earth. So palms face the body, rest like a bowl, holding a bowl in front of the abdomen. The arms stay rounded as they come up, turn around the thumb. Buddha holds up the earth, palms are lifted and then down. Noticing where the breath's landing, giving it permission to land low and deep in the body without straining, just inviting. This is a nice opener for the chest and the shoulders. Final time. Back to our Wuji, and this time we're going to bring the arms behind the back. So find a way that feels comfortable. We're still as if we're holding a bowl. There might be a slight lean forward, but trying to keep the spine straight. Just imagining we're holding a bowl behind the back, however feels comfortable to you. Never overstraining or overstretching. We'll only be holding this for a minute or so. And this is associated with the water channel, with the kidneys, the lower back, the door of life. So just breathing some awareness into the lower back body, to the kidneys. Just giving thanks for the work they do for us every day to keep us cleansed, to keep the waters flowing. To support those waters around the whole body. It connects the waters to our brain. Brain, such a high percentage of water, so when I'm working with the kidney channel, the waters, I'm aware of how much the body is doing each day to support itself, and just breathing awareness, thanks, whatever that means to you, to your body, or for this practice, this breath. Final couple of breaths, allowing the shoulder blades to be soft. You can bring the arms to your sides if that feels better. Final breath. Arms come round and we go to the fountain. So the arms come together, and then as if they're trailing over water, backs of the palms come together. And like that silk breathing we did earlier, the wave comes from the feet, from the lower dantian, that lower abdomen region, the lower back region, and it washes up and out the fingertips. So this is a more subtle, a gentle wave. We're not moving the elbows especially much. We repeat these movements to allow the body to flow, to move the energies with ease, support the circulation, the energy in those parts of the body, and to help the mind to come to rest in the practice. So really feeling like a fountain now, the water's coming up your centre channel and washing out the fingers. I find the visualizations helpful to keep my mind in the practice. Final couple of times, that gentle wave. And even those that are seated can do this gently from the tailbone and lifting up. Back into our Wuji posture, knees bent, crown lifted, tucking the tailbone. And the arms are coming into the chest now, and this is for the heart. In fact, I think this one's for the liver and the wood channel, even though it's around our heart region. So breathing in appreciation for this is the wood element, the liver, which cleanses the body of toxins, can carry or offset our anger, so just breathing compassion into this place, which brings balance. Feeling the arms soft, shoulders soft, feeling a slight cupping in the fingertips. This is opening the fascia, the connective tissue, those woody sinews through the body. And the fascia, they hug, they hold, they connect all of the major organs in the body. So just breathing awareness and gratitude into this place, the spaciousness, that which holds everything together on the inside. Feeling a sense of spaciousness, of peace. Final breath. Arms come back in front of the abdomen. Trace up the sides and the crown. Again, trace up the side body. This one lovely for clearing the mind. Tree sways in the wind. So we breathe in, cleansing up the wood channels, and then breathe out. We release, emptying the mind. The wind blowing and shaking it free. And there's a slight subtle movement from the inner waist. So we're not moving a huge amount. One more time to each side, nice and subtle, with your own breath and own pace. Lovely. So now we come to holding the golden urn to the yang position. So it's a mouthful, but basically we're holding the hands as if we're holding a goblet, a chalice above our head, a giant bowl, and just imagine drinking in sunlight or starlight, maybe the colour purple if that resonates for you. In Chinese medicine, this is the Shen, the spirit. So just breathing that into the body. And you can imagine it as just opening up, as giving thanks to the skies, the heaven. The minute the skies are beautiful, the dawn skies of pinks and blues and coral colours. And letting that wash down into the heart. Spirit nourishing the heart, which flows all the way through the body. Relaxing the shoulders, only another couple of breaths here. Just giving thanks for skies, the open skies, if you've ever seen a night sky, whatever that is for you, just appreciating, drinking that in, giving thanks. Arms come down. And this time we're going to imagine like a diamond shape in our hands. And we're going to bring that above our head. Just going to gently turn. So breathe in to one side and breathe out to centre. Breathe in and breathe out to centre. Breathing in. Breathe out to centre. Arms come down. Final posture. So palms are facing the earth. It's like sinking in the tailbone, lifting the crown. Just feeling the solidity of the ground beneath your feet or your sits bones. Giving thanks for the bones of your body, the solid foundation on which you stand, the earth of the body. This is the stomach and the spleen. Really nourishes us, enables us to receive nourishment in this life. Receive energy, nourishment. Allowing the belly to be soft, if it isn't already. Allowing the breath to land low and deep in the body. A couple of more breaths. And exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. This is pebble in a pond. So imagine a skimming pebble. Gentle ripples in front, and then we breathe that back in. Feeling more soothed with each ripple. Perhaps slowing and softening the movement. Staying nice and lifted in the crown. Still got that awareness through the spine, through the lower body for those that are standing, the sits bones for those that are seated, even the four corners of your feet for those that are seated. Whole body awareness. So a slight lift and a slight sink. We'll release with the exhale and breathe in with the inhale. Final time. Hands come together. drawing in the heavens, so bringing the practice to a close, pulling ourselves together, I like to think. Just bringing everything to a close, centering everything in the core. That lower dantian, storing the energy for our body, for the day. And returning to that state of gratitude for having taken the time for this practice. Bring the hands over the abdomen and inviting the breath to land as low and deep in the body as it feels comfortable. Slight dip in the tailbone, lifting the crown as this bamboo sways in the wind, so allowing your body to rock, to sway, to move. Just integrate the practice. Keeping your mind anchored in the breath or in observing the body, noticing how you feel compared to when you started. You can feel a golden light washing from the crown of the head down through the front of the face and the back of the head, relaxing the jaw, relaxing down through the neck and the shoulders, washes down heavy and soft through the chest, the spine and the abdomen. Just this warm wave of relaxation washing through the glutes and down the thighs, the knees, down the lower legs to the ankles, and right the way through to the tips of the toes. Just the whole body feeling open and spacious and relaxed. And taking another couple of centering breaths, giving thanks for taking this time, giving thanks to your body for everything it does for you, and for having taken the time to support it in this way. Final breath. And we'll bring that to circle. Final deep breath. And release with an audible sigh. Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining us for the practice. Feedback welcome. And any requests as well for themes or practices. And we will see you next time. Until then, take care. Namaste.